way to Christchurch today, and we popped off in the little town of Geraldine. And while everyone else is doing whatever they're doing, we are here looking for the giant jersey. It used to be in the museum, which had as well a mosaic made of knitting machine teeth. Oh! Well, we talked to the Visitor Information Center people, and they said the couple who owned the store where the jersey used to hang retired and moved back to the UK. And they took their mosaic made of knitting machine teeth with them. So the only thing left is the jersey. Here's where it used to be. Right over on that wall there, pretty sure. And the mosaic was in the back. Just made another little stop in the town of Rakaia. And the reason we've stopped here is to use the toilets, but also because there's a giant salmon. Ooh, salmon world. That's not somewhere I ever thought I was gonna be. We made it to Christchurch and we're having a little look around. I don't really know what any of this is. I'd say this building has not been approved to reopen. I guess we found the main pedestrian mall here. I feel like maybe Christchurch used to be cool.
Probably.
But it got totally devastated. I'm pretty sure this over here is the temporary Christchurch Cathedral, the quote cardboard cathedral.
Oh, that one. Okay.
And that's something I've wanted to see for several years. Aha.
Do they want to restore it, or?
I don't know.
I think it's too structurally damaging.
It looks pretty structurally damaged. I wonder if that was the tower right there. Didn't it have a tower in that picture?
Oh yeah, I'll have to look at that picture again when we go back.
Ah, wow.
That's
It's a bit weird to have, you know, this in the center of your town. So, that was not the cardboard cathedral. That was the real one. I thought they knocked it down or something already.
Yeah.
Guess not. This is it.
So it's made out of cardboard?
Well, it doesn't look like it, does it?
Well, I think it is though. I think it's like really...
I don't know why it would be called that if it's not. But, well, there you go. It's not quite bucket list material, but I was curious. And now my curiosity is satisfied.
Alright, let's go see about the container pop-up place.
Moving on. Actually, let's go this way first. I'm just curious. Our driver, Motors, told us there's a memorial to all the people who died in a building that came down during the quake. And there's one chair for each of them. And there's a lot of chairs here sitting in the grass, so I think this is the memorial.
Green from the roll.
The shipping container markets. Nice. It's a novel solution. It seems like most of the market is rather closed at the moment. We've ended up in quite a fancy restaurant. See how fancy everything is.
That's what happens when Mom is hungry and you can smell it as she walks by.
Main course has arrived. It's a bit strange, these are the same statues as in Queenstown. I think I remember stopping here before. But at the same time you can't see Mount Cook from here. So this can't be the spot. So maybe they've gotten combined in my mind. Someone lost their shoes. 2 sets of them. wasn't really gonna film anything today, but I forgot we were gonna be going through Geraldine, so here you go, a little something. If we do something in Christchurch, maybe you'll see us again. I was gonna say we'll see you again, but actually that's not true. We have no idea who you are. I don't see anything. Where are the salmon? I think this is Salmon World back here. We were just talking about New Zealand's marketing and how well they advertise, not just the country, getting people to come here in droves from all around the world, but the perhaps most famous animal of New Zealand, the kiwi, and that they have all sorts of merchandise with kiwis on it, t-shirts and posters and earrings and everything except the flag.
Stuffed animals? Stuffed
animals, absolutely. And yet you never actually see one when you come visit, and people who live here have never seen one either because they come out at night. Even the people who live here are called kiwis. At least in Australia you do see kangaroos and wallabies and stuff like that everywhere you go. That's an interesting sign. They only get one customer at a time here.
I think this section is called Cathedral something is where the old cathedral used to be before the quake hit, because there's pictures of it. It looked like it was a cool little building, but I made a nice spot out of this with the tram running through and restaurants and stuff.
I feel like that maybe this is the Christchurch Cathedral and that the other thing called Cathedral Junction or whatever is just called Cathedral Junction. Whoa. Mirrors that when you stand in front of them you can't see yourself, but when you stand somewhere else you can. Giant lawn furniture made of astroturf? Yes, something like that.
Oh, astroturf furniture.
That's exactly what I said.
Giant couch. Oh, itchy. Oh, don't like to sit on it. Okay.
Oh, I see. These guys are sheep. Wow, that's interesting. What the camera sees is completely different from what I see. To the human observer, all you see is this triangle. Let's see if I pull back a bit. Yeah, that's what it looks like when I look in there. But when the camera looks in there from the same spot, you see the full perspective. I'm a little underwhelmed with the kaleidoscope. It looks much better through this than it does to me. Window shop in Seagull. It's quite a big building to fit into the frame, actually. It gets a lot narrower at the back.
The garden next to the paper church has a wall, and on the wall there are numbers like reserved parking spots. So it must have been a parking lot, reserved spots in a parking lot for somebody. Now there's a flower bed in front of it instead. It's an earthquake. It's nobody's fault. It's not like a drunk driver killed your kid or somebody drove an airplane into a tower. It's just the earth shaking along its fault lines.
Giant spray cans.